Laura actually texted me and said that I don't think is actually going to make it into the meeting.
So we have to tape for,
It tapes
it
automatically.
does, okay, fine.
Yeah, but I just figured I'd let you guys know, because usually we sit here and wait for her to join, but I don't know if
Okay.
anyone is going to join us today. I will just kind of sit here with the participants open.
I didn't pull the
Let's see if
banner
anyone-
stuff or anything that we have to sign.
Oh, yeah, I can pull that for you.
Wasn't sure what was in there.
I didn't realize they took the mouse out. I usually don't.
No, that's today. Tonight. No. Where? Oh, yeah, okay, no.
Hopefully, pass them along.
That's right, it's fine. You're supposed to move it, not April 15th, yeah, you're right, that's right, yeah. We did pay that. for that. I'm reading the middle. Bill, I think the clock's a little off.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
So we have times,
The battery's dead. Huh?
yeah,
I mean, there's a timer on the screen.
so the
Board of Health in 2 minutes. It's 6:58, so
Oh,
one second, once that's 0.
6:58.
I'm filet up there,
What was it?
filet mignon, when we go to that meeting.
Oh,
What do we eat? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's usually good.
Yeah, it should
But
be.
it's not Vinny's mine.
Yeah, right.
It is usually good stuff, no.
All right, I'm gonna do a guy.
I always tell people,
I know what to do. I know what to do.
I always tell people, if we're repeat, you guys definitely should be there because it's your first time.
Yeah.
There's even a time for snacks after.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Right, there's refreshments in the beginning,
right,
there's lunch,
Right.
and then there's an afternoon snack period
right.
okay, awesome.
in between, in between speakers.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanna drive around in the truck with you and give out gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Not feeling for some exercise, Rick?
No,
Okay,
not even a little.
okay.
$7.
Okay. It being 7 o'clock, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health for April 16th, 2024. Myself being 40 chair, vice chair Rick Gilberti, member Richard Montanelli, agent Dylan Lamonti, and no minute clerk. Okay, first order of business is minutes to approve for April 2nd.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes as typed for April 2nd.
Real quick,
Yep,
Kenny
go.
Gulfin. My name is Dylan, not Dylon, on the top, in the
Bring
present.
it up with her.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a tiny thing.
Yeah, so, on.
It doesn't matter.
okay, all those in favor say
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
opposed, abstained, so, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
fine.
With correction, Delon.
I did, yeah, Dylan,
I didn't see that, but,
all good. No, I didn't notice it at first either. I mean, Laura usually lets me review the minutes before you guys, and I didn't even catch it.
okay. Well, I was up on the top, you might not look up.
Yeah.
Okay, so, nothing from tobacco or food?
No,
Robbie?
actually, I haven't done any. Rob didn't have anything, and,
Okay.
I spoke to him about.
Where is he now on the schedule? Because let's say, if we're doing places 4 times, it would be,
Well, we're on to the second quarter now.
okay, so he
So-
did all the first, right? We're all set up.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
he should, yeah,
Okay.
so,
At some point, he should start coming to the
He
meeting.
should, yeah, that's
Now,
what-
and I'll make a motion that
Right.
he does come to
Yeah,
the
right.
meeting.
I mean. it is-
We're paying him. I'm sorry to say, but I think I've seen him once.
We talking about.
Once or twice.
The tobacco agent?
Twice, I think.
the
But that's.
tobacco
probably-
slash food.
That's
agent.
July he came in, right? July.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Who is he?
well, it's Rob Griffin.
Okay.
He's a tobacco agent and a food agent.
Okay.
Dylan does new businesses. Schools,
Grocery stores.
grand openings of restaurants and grocery stores.
What's the qualification? Needed to be.
Well, you need a serve safe inspector, so you have to take that course,
Yeah.
which I believe,
So it's
coming up the end of April.
Yeah, so it's not like we can say we're gonna replace them with somebody else.
Well, we can, we used to have contract people, but then Robbie became an employee of the town,
Okay,
because the town provides insurance. The other way, you have to provide your insurance if you're a contractor. And Robbie's been pretty good with it, I mean, especially on the tobacco side.
Yeah, I was thinking if anything, we should definitely keep him on. For
I'm not looking to
tobacco.
fire them, I'm just trying to understand.
No,
And I don't wanna fire him, but I'll tell you
No,
right
no,
now,
no,
I
yeah.
need to see him.
right.
No, I hear you.
I agree with you, Rick.
Put it this way, yeah, if we meet twice a month, he has to at least come once a month, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like we don't pay him a lot of money, we pay him a lot of money.
Right.
He makes more than I make on the board.
Correct, right.
I haven't made nothing.
So,
I'm just making.
you wanna make
the,
that motion, he has to appear once a month?
I would like
You wanna
to,
wait?
why don't we wait and see if he starts coming?
Okay.
But I'm not happy with him
Okay.
not being.
I'd make an motion because I think it's better if you send him a formal letter requesting. Because if he's been ongoing the way it is right now.
Right.
It's just gonna continue.
We haven't seen him.
All right, well, then I'll make the
motion.
Motion, I have no
Okay,
problem with that.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
Thank
So
I like the.
have Laura send out, you know, a notice to him. You can either do an email,
Yep.
because he's an employee.
Yep.
That he has to at least attend once a month.
I'll let him know.
And we have to know that everything's done, because, you know, the first time somebody gets sick and we find out something wasn't done,
That's
we're in
it.
big trouble.
Totally.
You know,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Um,
And, what was the other thing I brought up, this is another thing, you could relate us to them. Did the Hilltop sell, or they're just leasing it to another person? It's definitely not the people that was doing it forever. We need to find that out.
I heard it was sold.
I heard, I
Okay.
think it was sold.
Okay, well, you can't have that permit then, within 500 feet of Bob's or the other place that sells the tobacco, right?
I haven't, and we
Yeah.
haven't renewed their, because they had permits for the 2024 year. 'cause
Okay,
They
that's fine.
opened,
But,
they opened under the previous owner.
correct.
And
I guess,
then-
Right, is that kosher? I guess it's okay.
They started the year under the previous owner. So that's why they got the 2024 permit.
Fine.
So that's the one that they currently
But
have.
what would
What
happen?
they applied for, the new owner has applied for it,
Right.
and I have not yet approved it because I'm waiting for documentation, because the new owner spoke to Rob several times.
Right.
And then reached out to me several times, and
Okay.
we gave her the same answer, that she needs to get her CT3's forms,
Right.
the tax forms.
Right.
To us, so that we can get her.
Correct.
Her tobacco permit.
Right,
And she hasn't gotten those to us.
okay, we've had people like that, you know what happened? They end up not getting their permit.
Right.
Now,
That's what it's looking like if
rude
it
and crude thing
continues
is,
this route.
they were unaware that once they switch this over, even though they're working on the other license, that's sort of like, hey, can I drive under your insurance, your car?
Mm.
I guess I could, but you're responsible if I go bazooka.
Yeah,
The other thing I'm worried about is Bob's has a tobacco permit and there's another place there.
yeah.
Check that out, make sure they do.
Well, I'm gonna have to speak to
Then they're
Rob.
within 500 feet. They're 200 feet. They're not even 150 feet.
I'm gonna have to speak to Rob regardless about our
Right,
previous
right,
decision, so when I speak to him, just because I'm not as familiar off the top of my head
Right,
with tobacco stuff as I
right.
am with like other stuff.
Right.
I can just knock him around with that and just be
Right.
like, hey.
Well, here's
Cause
the
I
other
did,
thing.
cause I thought Laura, it would be helpful if Laura was on, but like I said,
That's
she
fine.
couldn't make it. But, I thought she had mentioned something about like, there was some weird contractual agreement where like the old owner is still the owner, but he's leasing it or something.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
different. That's different.
Like, so I don't know.
If it's a lease to buy, the problem's gonna be.
Yeah.
Once they purchase it and put it under their name, it still can be Hilltop,
Well,
because
how about if it's just a lease and not to buy?
that's fine. There's no problem. Then you don't have a problem with the 500-foot rule. It's
Cause
when
the
the
owner
change
is still the owner,
occurs.
so they still hold the grandfathering.
But if you lease, isn't that a new business?
Not really. You're leasing a new business, but you're
I'm
leasing,
sorry, new people?
I don't consider it a name change, is it? At that point?
See, this is where I don't know enough about the tobacco
Okay.
regulations.
Is there a list of the tobacco rules that you can email me?
Right.
And the board?
Right.
Yeah, I should be able to, yeah, I can
If
get
if you
it,
don't
Yeah.
mind.
yeah, I can get that.
This I do know.
Definitely.
here's the problem. We got rid of the BP station
Yeah.
across from the school because they're within 1,000 feet when that changed over. Remember? We had
Yeah,
attorneys here.
No, I remember.
You don't, Rich, but Rick does remember this. If this happens at Hilltop and they catch wind of it, we're gonna get sued up the wazoo
Yeah.
for, as
Well,
you would
yeah,
say,
and
Rick,
yeah.
not treating everybody
And we
fairly.
should treat everybody the same.
Exactly the
so-
same way. We have to
agree.
follow our.
That's why I wanna see the lease talk.
Correct.
See
No,
what
I
it says.
agree, cause I don't know either, so
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
find that, so I can not only educate myself, but
Right.
send it to you guys, so I'll find them.
And no
Cause it seems
offense,
to me it's a new owner. I mean,
Rob
new-
should have been here to tell us this.
There you go.
And we would have said, Rob, we just got rid of BP, you know. Remember they had a guy from Florida crying in front of us, saying, well, not crying, arguing. He said, I'm not an attorney, but I'm a good friend, he said, and I think your rules are, you know, crazy. You know, it was a hostile takeover and the other person took his name away and then they changed it. I said, that's a new business then.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's the same owner leasing it, because the owner's still the owner, then it's fine, as long as Gerwitz remains the owner.
Yeah.
They can lease it all day long,
Yeah,
but the minute Gerwitz sells it to Patel, for example, they're screwed.
okay.
Patel will lose his license immediately. So he may get 2024, but can you imagine 2025? He's out of tobacco business.
Yep.
They sell a lot of tobacco.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll double check the regs,
Because, you
I'll
know,
figure that out.
I'm, you know, I'm just saying like, you know, Rick's been right about this every time, you know, the
Yeah.
minute we treat someone differently, it's. I would
It comes
say-
back to bite you, you know?
Well, no,
so
it's-
you
it's not
gotta-
about-
We just treat everybody the same, there's
Correct,
never
yeah.
any problem.
Yeah.
Exactly, I
But you
agree.
know, you know, put it this way here. I'm not saying the Board of Health hasn't been sued several times, and I have been. However, the person was like spitting in 100-mile-an-hour wind, or how do I say it, trying to slip upstream in a typhoon. It wasn't gonna, we did everything perfect, you know, I said, go ahead, sue us, you know. You don't like that decision.
We're
that's
gonna cross
not
our
good.
T's and dot our
Right.
I's, so I'll make sure
But,
that I,
you know, we definitely don't want this thing with the gas station going out of business. You know, make it super. All those past damages, you know, what they would have sold. whatever.
definitely.
Okay, so, next thing is 419 Maple Street.
I actually don't have,
Anything?
anything,
Okay.
I was more so
We'll
just.
table it. Just leave it
yeah, we
on
can-
there, it's sort of like a,
Yeah, we can table it. I actually had I had the DEP stop in today, asking
Okay.
about that.
okay,
I just they were asking when we tight tanked them and when the tight tank was released.
okay, fine.
So I told them that I would get them the actual dates on that,
Yep,
but I just
okay.
hadn't had a conversation with her about it. And,
Okay.
yeah, we're in a good spot, so.
And, the
I had
other
a-
thing would be with the, how do I say it, the DEP, well, you can bring it up on the health
Yeah,
agent.
but I also wanted to share though, I did receive, several emails today between John Glossa, Dalton from Blue Links
Right.
and All American
Right,
saying, kind of all the same message of last time we spoke, I was told there's about 1 day of work.
why isn't it done?
Why is it done?
Okay,
I was told we were waiting for beautiful weather. It's beautiful outside. Why is it not done?
right,
So, I mean, the time has definitely come. So we need to, admittedly, it was a long day and I had actually had on my list to reach out to Mike
right,
to figure out why
needs to get that
he's
done.
not in there.
Right.
So I was going to do that tomorrow, but I just wanted to let
That's
you guys know that that's
Yeah.
also where that's at.
okay. And definitely.
Because you
he's got
guys
a
don't
good
know,
week.
that's exactly, yeah, I mean, it's a good week for weather wise.
Right.
He's still got a machine there, so
Correct.
it's not like he's gotta do any transport, bring a
No.
machine there or anything.
That's right.
It should be a day's worth of work.
Right.
So he's gotta get in there and he's gotta
Right.
do it. So I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow,
Okay.
figure out why he
And
hasn't
then,
done it and get on that.
Gloss will get the as-built done and then.
Yep.
We'll, you know,
Cause that's what's been holding us up. Glossa
Right.
wants him to fix the grading
Correct.
before he does it, so.
that's
yeah.
fine. Okay, new business, nothing new? Or do you
No,
want
honestly, I mean, I can just, I guess I can just update you guys just briefly on what I've been doing over the past few weeks, just so you
Yes,
guys know that I haven't.
You can either put it on health.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
I-
either way,
I alerted Dylan, I think you were he's on the email. We got a DPW email from DEP. They've been up at that property that, you know, those condo things or whatever they're gonna do, townhouses,
Yeah.
and that back land. Well, they saw all this filth. I mean, it was floating debris. There's a pond out there. You need hip waders to do that, and Bill and I talked about that. But anyway, we're gonna put our camera up there, but in the meantime, DEP says we want corrective action by DPW and Department of Public Health.
Which, speaking of the camera, real quick, before you get too far, I just wanted to double check with you. I haven't gotten a chance to, but we need to make sure that we're putting that on town property.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already knew that,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to.
Right, the only time we put it on private property was like when we told Larry's, if you don't let us put the camera, you're gonna get fined every time I
Yeah.
see trash.
Yeah.
So,
But just, yeah,
Right.
we'll just put it up there.
correct, we're gonna use either a telephone post or a tree, and I guess, as long as we're, let's say, within that curve, it's pretty straight, except the corner. So as long as we have, 6 feet, maybe you can check with DPW.
Yeah.
How much of a, what do you call it?
Distance.
Yeah, they own from the road.
Trail cameras?
We got
Yeah,
a trail
trail
camera,
Regular
a
trail
GoPro that's, not a GoPro, a trail camera that's, extremely low lux, very, very fast. And I usually do pulse, 30 seconds, boom, 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 and then it takes movement to trip it, but, I've never
But as far
saturated it.
As far as cleaning up the site.
Yeah.
No one without waders is gonna be able to get out there and actually clean it, but I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just to satisfy somewhat the fact that the DEP is on us about this.
Right.
I was gonna highlight it as one of our Earth Day cleanup locations.
Yeah.
Which is actually, that's a pretty good segue
Right.
into kind of what I've been working on.
Yeah, do it,
Honestly, Earth Day.
right,
It's coming up, so that's been taken over a lot. Myself, Laura, and Michelle, Trudy, Hannah before she had her baby. And
oh, Hannah,
yeah, Hannah did her baby. She gave birth, I believe it was Tuesday, the day after the eclipse.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, healthy son.
so I take it she won't be out there in 27.
No, she will not.
Okay,
But yeah, they've been a huge help in the office. We've been trying to kind of get everything together, making sure that we're kind of at the point now where we're just making sure we have all of our logistics kind of together. We're getting,
does this mean there's no checks, nothing's, or this is already done, this part? Oh, yes.
oh, most of it's done.
Fine.
It's just more so, I think Laura just put that checklist together just to kind of
Fine.
show how we broke up the work.
Great.
So, yeah, so I mean, we're making pretty good progress. We've been getting steadily, volunteers coming in. I've been making sure logistics wise, we have all of our gear. We reached out to Home Depot, we're getting some gloves and pickers. We made sure to reach out to Dennis to get trash bags. I just literally today, I went through our storage and got our vests. So just kind of getting all the logistics together for that.
Real quick thing, our message board.
Yep.
DPW had for a while. Do we know where that is at? And he said, we
If
need
I'm not
one of
mistaken.
theirs to be borrowed at the centers at Pulaski, one at the other side of town.
Yep, there's one at Crook's Corner
Yeah, okay, fine.
and there's one in front of
Right
town.
here, and then we
And
can
then
probably
I
use the
was-
message board after rabies is done.
Bingo.
That's,
I was actually, it's funny you should say that. I literally asked Tim about that today because I was like, hey, you're the sign guy. How do I get my event on that sign?
Right,
Is that a town sign?
right,
How do I get it on there?
correct.
And then I drove past it today and saw that they had the rabies event.
Right.
That's the 20th, so I don't want to steal their fire.
No,
So I was like, maybe right after, like on the 20th, I want my
Yeah.
event to go up on the
Or
sign.
that Monday.
Or like the Sunday afterwards. I'll put it up myself. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm driving. I had nothing better to do, but watch, there's no football on.
right, okay.
So like,
That's fine.
They can do it from a remote.
Well, no, the other one's actual. put
it's
on.
like an actual sign.
Yeah, it's an
Like
actual
it's the,
thing.
like you have to stick the letters on it. It's the one.
You can do it.
Yeah, in front of Larry's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mobile
Yeah, that
sign,
one.
right near the
Yeah.
mobile. You can do it. Monday,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I don't
it's up
care.
to you.
Either way.
The flashing signs that
Those are-
DPW
yeah.
puts out,
Yeah.
I could do them from my house.
Yeah, those should already be set up,
Correct.
to my knowledge, because
Correct.
Jesse messaged
I
us
didn't
about
see it, but
that.
that's okay. Jesse did.
And
say-
on top of that,
Right.
we set up a code red. I reached out to Beth to double check if it's okay, if we used our reverse 911
That's fine.
system to
Sure.
reach out to all of the town
Right.
citizens. So I recorded that message the
Good.
other day.
Yeah.
That will be going out this Friday.
Fine.
So this Friday, you'll receive a lovely message from yours truly,
Okay.
asking
Right.
you to show up at Earth Day.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, that's been kind of honestly taken over between that and, honestly, septic. septic inspections have just been kicking up. I mean, everyone's,
Yeah.
I've been, cause I'm doing them all.
Right.
I've been doing them. And so, and Rick, I finally was able to bring him along for one. So I kind of have him on a project where I'm gonna take him through all of the different steps, because I know you obviously have the history, and I know
Yeah,
we've
that's fine.
discussed,
No, that's
you
fine.
have a little
Good.
history with septic. And Rick had reached out at the last meeting, he's like, hey, I wanna know more, so,
Right, that's
I took
good.
him out
No,
to,
and it's, I think, a good project for
It
you
is.
to learn on.
Right.
oh, definitely, yeah, it's,
And
what's it
all the
called?
participants are nice people.
Yeah.
They don't mind
Yes.
teaching,
Correct.
illiterate, board member.
No, but they still teach me. They're really,
Right.
it's a really
Right.
good group to learn from.
Good.
And, it's a really interesting site because like Rick said, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be underneath an, asphalt because it's at a car, facility.
Right, so
So
the
it's gonna be-
H20 tank,
Yep.
H20 D-box and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go all the way back at the other end.
Yeah.
And everything now in Bellingham is
Yeah.
done, everything.
Yep.
It's no longer 50 feet and under pavement. We decided to bend everything,
Yeah.
so everybody
But-
gets aerobic, air oxygen infiltrated into the system, so it doesn't go anaerobic.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, honestly, that's it. Just gearing up for Earth Days, dealing with septic, just kind of, that's been the usual. So yeah, that kind of covered Earth Day. So if you want, we can move right into the,
That
Excellent.
one that you're talking about with all the stashes, what is that located?
didn't you say that's
Is that the one on
that's
Depot Street?
What's it now?
the one
the
you
trash, no,
that's
it's
in the water?
Cross Street and Prospect, I guess.
It's on Lake Street,
Yeah, Lake
between
Street.
Cross Street and Prospect.
Right, right.
It's the section of Lake Street
Right.
between those two.
Right.
Yeah,
There's,
There's a house in the very corner. He owns a chunk of land. They're supposed to swap. So that the town, I guess they want to widen that,
okay.
but if he swaps, technically, according to zoning, and zoning's
Yeah.
supposed to help him with this.
I gotta double check the map on that, by the way, because someone actually mentioned to me, they were like, that street in particular does at a certain point cross over to Franklin, so you gotta make
Correct. Oh,
sure
yeah,
that
that's
they're not talking
Franklin,
about the Franklin part, because in fact, because if
Right.
they are, we'd have to get them involved, because
Yeah.
we can't,
right.
we're obviously not responsible
Right.
for Franklin land.
What they're saying is
So-
right now, that piece of it's Bellingham, that house though is that house is Bellingham, that house. Because it faces Lake Street. The other side is Franklin. When you go down the new
Yeah,
bridge,
I know you're
that's
right.
all
You
Franklin.
You take a look at the end, you
Correct.
go to what
Right,
supply
right.
or,
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I know where you're at, I'm just trying to figure out.
What I'm saying is,
that was.
before you come up that little hill,
Yeah.
you come around the bend, there's a guy who sells honey, you go
Yeah.
around there, it comes up a little bit, and then it flattens out before it goes up. In there is a lagoon, I mean,
Yeah.
when it rains now, it's probably over the road, but
Is
the
that,
trash
it's
is
near
everywhere,
the,
and the top of the hill.
Sportsman's Club. Do you know where the Sportsman's
Yeah.
Club is? Right there,
Okay.
right there.
Goes
Like
from
that
one
section,
Yeah,
that section of Lake Street, because Cross Street, if you keep driving up,
Yeah.
up that road,
Yeah.
you're on the left, there'll be the little motor shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the right, that turn right there, Cross Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prospect is like back, so it's between those two is
Yeah.
where they were saying was the main issue.
anyway, DEP was upset about, the other thing too, just for the heck of it, did somebody pick up that mattress that someone threw at that little, right where the bridge is, a little gate that prevents someone.
I believe so, I didn't see
Okay,
it
great.
over there.
I went by Sunday and someone threw a good sized mattress there.
I see it all the time. in
Yeah,
Blackstone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
At the power
Bellingham
line.
now, you get one free mattress or box spring with two mattresses or two boxes per resident per year. After that, you have to pay, or you can take it to recycling center, it's free, right, still? That's the thing.
$25?
No,
It's-
I don't
There's
think you can bring it to the recycle.
It's
can you?
$25 to get rid of them in your trash.
no, it's 150
Oh,
from,
that's it.
You get a set
right,
for free.
Right.
So
But after
set
that,
is
you
a
can't
box
bring
spring
more.
and a mattress.
right.
Or two box springs or two
right.
mattresses.
Or then it's.
Any
25.
additional would be, you can still bring it, but there's a fee.
There's a fee, okay.
And I think it's, I thought it was like $50 or something.
Yeah,
I think it's
thought-
25 each, yes.
Yeah, because the one in
Yeah.
the city, that place on, Canal Street,
Correct, it's 25,
if I'm not mistaken, it's 25.
yeah, 25, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not-
don't get why people are throwing these things in the wood.
Well, they don't wanna pay the money. They used to throw them at Larry's. I
In all
cannot believe it
honesty,
lately, nobody's done it.
I actually think I still have the letter typed up. I'm gonna talk to Larry. We should have enough money in the budget to get that. And now that I actually have a contact at the bulletin,
Right.
I'm gonna reach out to Jennifer Russo from the Bulletin about
Right.
getting that letter as a notice into the paper.
Right.
Before you were actually on the board, I think it just fizzled out because we got so starting the year, permits, Earth Day.
Right.
But, I'd written up this notice because I was finding that a lot of people didn't know that they had these services available in
Right.
Bellingham.
Yeah.
So I have a nice letter of like, this is everything that you can bring to
Right.
the recycling center. You're allowed this many items, you can bring these heavy items. So that people actually know what they're allowed to bring, so instead of, they're not just dumping it in random places
Right.
around town.
Right,
So I can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. The other thing too,
Yeah.
people don't realize, Bellingham's one of the few towns where you don't pay to get rid of a propane tank, any size.
Oh.
They take them free.
Yeah.
Toilets.
We
and
take a ton of
glass.
stuff at the
They take
recycling
glass,
center, people
And
just don't
think
know.
Toilets are, oh, it's anything ceramic, countertops, that's ceramic. not
Porcelain,
wood.
yeah.
They'll take it, you gotta
Yeah.
put it in a glass bin, cardboard, cut it all up, they don't care, they
Yeah.
don't want you to do it.
I recycle
Industrial
my cardboard.
cardboard, yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
all my stuff.
Yeah,
that comes
So I can do that, I
Yeah,
literally
let's do
have the
that.
letter in my desk, it's
That's
just,
good.
I never got the chance to actually get it into the paper, so I'll just push that, get it in the paper and call it
Forward
that,
me a copy?
definitely. More than
Maybe
happy
you
to.
should also give it to the senior center to put in their
Right.
notice.
100%, yeah, I'd be more than happy to send it over to Josie.
Yeah.
I think knowledge is king.
What is it?
Knowledge is king.
Amen,
You know, you have
Honestly.
knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge, you.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna trump and.
What's
trump everything.
happening, people are going to, like you said, with mattresses, so they're gonna take them and try to dump them, and they can just put them on.
You can literally put them out with your trash bin,
Yeah, I've done
Right.
it.
and they will pick them up.
They will, but there's a pretty heavy charge,
Yeah,
150, I think,
yeah.
for
I
how.
think you gotta, or maybe if you call them ahead and you tell them it's there and you get like a tag or something, regardless, but.
Right, right,
yeah.
right, right.
But the MAHB.
Right.
Um,
MHB certification reminder and agenda, what time we meeting?
what time is it again?
7 o'clock, right?
We could do 7, I guess.
Yeah, it's 8:15, so, and then
7,
Marlboro, so
7:15.
we'll meet here at 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Think we need that one?
Worst case,
Yeah, that's good.
I think so.
Okay, that's
Worst
fine.
case,
7
I
o'clock.
mean, it's a Saturday, so we're not gonna
Yeah,
hit
coffee.
a ton of traffic, but yeah, I was gonna say, we'll get coffee.
Well, they have a lot of coffee,
Stop that.
unless you will still have.
Egg, bacon.
Okay, that's fine, okay.
7 o'clock here.
7 o'clock
a.m.,
here.
yes. Okay,
Okay.
got it. Okay, goals, CBD, psychoactive substances were on hold.
That was on hold real quick. I just wanted to give you guys a
Oh.
very brief update.
Okay.
Finally heard back from Nicole.
Okay.
KP Law.
Good.
Set up a meeting with her tomorrow afternoon to discuss those.
Good.
That's all she told me.
That's fine.
She was like,
Saving it.
hey, do you have, do you want to discuss these? And I was like, yes, please.
Right.
When? She was like, tomorrow afternoon. I was like, cool, 3:30.
Yep.
And I also did notify Rob, hoping that he can make it, but I'm gonna have to notify him other
Yeah.
things. So, yeah, but I'll let you guys know what comes of that.
Okay, great. So 3:30 tomorrow with Nicole.
Yep.
Good, okay, then food and security, that's on hold. And the intern, I'm working on that, I gotta get that to
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
So we can get going on
Yep,
that.
keep working.
So it's on hold, okay, bills, we don't have any. Plans review, we don't have any betterment loans, so 80 Nason preliminary. So. You wanna give them a little brief on that, or is it self-explanatory, what transpired for the thing?
I mean, this woman essentially, she's, they're an extreme, what's the term I'm looking for?
Emergency?
Emergency
Right,
financially.
Right, financial.
It's two individuals living there and they collectively make less than $35,000.
Right.
A year.
According to this, though, we still need her income.
We do,
information.
we do, yeah, we need
You
it.
didn't put her income information on there?
No, but they're asking to have it signed anyway.
Yeah.
By you, Vinnie.
Okay. So, I mean, you're pretty sure 35 is not gonna exceed 150, right?
Well, I know for a fact they don't exceed 150. I can tell you that because there's an older woman who is retired and lives full-time at the home,
Right.
who is sick and is borderline bedridden.
Okay.
And there's a younger woman, her daughter, who takes care of her and does not make that much money,
Okay, fine.
who is also disabled herself. So I know she doesn't make that much
Okay.
money.
That's fine.
I'll just have to confirm like the actual details as far
That
as,
should have in the record, even
It
if
should.
it is correct.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it is.
Well, there was also an issue with this application where she fully filled it out and gave it to someone who was supposed to give it to us, and then it got lost in transference, so she had to refill out the paperwork, so it's, but,
What is it, septic? Did the bank?
they're
Okay,
in, it's Weathersfield,
and this is assigned by
and
the
so,
whole.
yeah, it basically did, but,
And that's still on Mason.
yeah, oh, well, Weathersfield is partially septic, partially sewer, some areas agreed to get sewer hookups,
Mason's
but
almost
others
all
didn't.
septic.
Nason is almost all septic, and I'm sure you know, just historically being in town, those, that specific area, majority of the septics were original to the houses, which were built in like the fifties and sixties.
Yeah,
So, no Title V, they
Correct.
were all just,
Put in.
they were all just, what's it called, leaching pits.
yeah, right. And the good news is it is sand, so usually
Yeah.
most of them go a long time.
I
They'll
mean,
either upgrade the house.
this thing was, this thing had 50 years.
Yeah.
They got 50+ years
Yeah,
out of this system.
Yeah.
And now it's finally like shit in the bed.
right.
And so I mean, I talked to the homeowner and, you know, basically they were having issues. They called, ADC Septic, I believe. So Chris went out there to do an inspection. He opened up the lid and there was just solids and he was like, it's a failure. Like it's backed up here with solids all the way back up into the tank. Like it's not it's back.
Right.
And so.
Hey, 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, and when I explained to her, I was like, you know, you got 50 years out of the thing, that's, especially for that type of system.
Right.
Before Title V, like, that's immaculate, and it's not like you were being nice to it either, you were just using it.
Right.
You know, when you got that much, that many years out of it,
Now, it was all the same thing, basically.
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, they did say they were from town, I don't know if they moved around,
Right.
stayed in the house, but regardless,
So, I mean, usually when it's the same family, it's a little better,
yeah.
as long as all the family members were equally, how do I say, cognizant. that
Yeah,
they
I
have
think the
septic.
most
Yeah.
people they had in that house was probably just like nuclear family. Cause
Yeah.
I think it was the older woman, I don't know if she had a husband at any time.
Right.
And then it was the woman who I've been dealing with and her brother.
Okay, but it could have even been their grandparent.
Exactly, I don't know the full story, that's just what I know of the now, so.
Okay, so betterment bills for Allen Engineering.
Yeah, I have a bill for Allen Engineering and Associates. It's for the amount of $3,225. And it's for 117 Ebon Road. Make a motion that we pay.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained, so it's carried.
Good and welfare, I'd like a raise.
Huh?
I'd like a raise for good and welfare. It'd be good, right?
Yeah.
That's my welfare.
Yeah,
Well, it usually takes what? A week or two before you.
I'm not one to have to worry about me.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Well, second it. Excuse me, second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried.
all right.
That's
have a
it.
good night.
Excellent meeting.
You know,